What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So today we're going to check out Prime 1 Frieza 1/4 scale statue. Now we did see this at the recent Prime 1 Next Level showcase, so you guys saw my initial reactions. We have all the photos, we have the price, $15.80. This is the bonus version. It doesn't show an additional version. Edition size TBA will probably end up being anywhere from 500 to 3,000 is my guess. The bonus version is the exact same bonus part that Goku had, the Dragon Ball Z logo. There's no additional switch outs or anything of that sort. But, it has this DBZ logo, which, frankly, I already got one of those, and mine looks better. If you notice, the Dragon Ball is not a real Dragon Ball like mine right there. And mine's bigger. So I don't care for that. Granted, I would still display it if I got this. I'm still undetermined. But here's the statue with it all lit up. So conceptually, I like this a lot. I love the pose. I like the base. I think the base is fantastic. It has Frieza's spaceship. And there's been a few unlicensed Frieza statues out there that have kind of done a similar manner. However, they didn't quite capture this look quite as good. And let me see if I can find that one, because I wanted to show it to you. Yeah, so I can't find it. There is so many Frieza statues. Heck, here's one that looks very similar, like pose, just different base. $300 in stock now. And that looks pretty decent. It's very similar to the Prime 1. They did translucent resin. Now, Prime 1 did not do a translucent resin. There's also, I actually really like this KRC one. But, yeah, they went with the more solid. Now, they did do a semi-gloss look. If you notice, it does have this, shiny appeal here. Because Frieza always had that. And that's kind of the reason a lot of companies have gone with that translucent resin look. Because he did have this. If you look right there, you can see that shine. That's how Frieza looked in the anime. Now, granted, we don't know if it was truly translucent like this, KD one, or if it was just like Prime 1, similar to almost Cell. Like my Cell, that one is all glossy. I kind of feel like Frieza's probably accurate. I doubt he's see-through in person. He's just glossy, similar to Cell. But this is basically everything you get with it, though. So it's 2 feet tall, 34 centimeters deep, 43 wide. So it's not super big. It's actually no bigger than my KD Frieza. I would betcha if you were to compare the body size of this Frieza to the body size of that, I bet that's bigger. So overall, I do like this quite a bit. It's definitely overpriced, $15.80 plus probably, let's just call it $200 in shipping. You're looking at probably $1,800 for this. Now, on the flip side, you got tons of unlicensed. You also have this one right here by Ryu for $569, shipping sooner. And this one is okay. I don't know. It's somewhat similar pose. The arms out, but he's kind of flying over. I don't even know what the frick he's standing on. It looks decent. That's not that bad, actually. The price, though, and if you look at actually Frieza himself, they did a similar effect to Prime 1, I believe. It's glossy, doesn't look see-through. I don't know about that smile, though. I'm not 100% sold on that face. And I've owned a few Frieza 1/4 in the past. I owned this Reborn Studio one and sold that. I have Sume on pre-order, and I still think Sume is by far the best Frieza. I don't think Prime 1 can touch that. And of course I own the KD one. I also owned, what's the name of that one? Oh wait, here it is, Revenge Studio. This is the one I was saying that's like a Frieza spaceship. It looks just like a mini spaceship, and then Frieza above with some aura. Now, that looks pretty decent. How much does this cost? I bet it's $300. Oh, $549. But that includes, And this is pretty decent. There's so many Frieza options, so you really have to weigh, is it worth this much. I mean, this is more expensive than Sume Frieza's. Sume Frieza was 1,500 shipped, like through most retailers. The aura effect is very similar to my Goku and Vegeta, which some people like, some don't. Some say it looks plasticky. I mean, it's definitely not plastic per se. I still like it. And I think this would go absolutely fantastic between Goku and Vegeta. Like, I'm kind of annoyed they didn't do a photo of Goku and Vegeta on each side. I feel like that's a missed opportunity. Now, when it comes to the actual face, I mean, it definitely looks like Frieza. I feel like, I don't know, they should have given him a better expression. I feel like KD has a better expression. When it comes to the actual sculpt, I'm kind of, I mean, like, the sculpt is very similar to KD in many ways. KD has a much darker shading. Like, if you look at these legs, you know, like, there's almost like scuff mark, you know, really there. And then when you look at KD right there, you can just see it's super shaded. Gizmo, calm down. You know, so KD is very shaded, and I do like that feature. Gizmo, stop. When it comes to the face, I mean, here's the thing. I think this statue, I think KD has a better portrait. Like the expression. And when I say portrait, I mean purely this part. I do feel like the purple, well, pink on KD is a little too big, and this is a little bit more accurate to the anime. I feel like Prime 1 definitely did these parts better than KD. The body, I would probably give slightly to KD. Slightly. You know, like if KD's a 10, Prime 1's a 9.5. Base, definitely Prime 1 is far better than KD's. KD base is good. You know, it's not like it's horrible. It still looks good. It matches that Goku perfectly. Granted, it's overscaled compared to Goku. He was a lot bigger than Frieza. Yeah, in, you know, here it looks like Frieza's bigger than Goku. So, I don't think Prime 1 Frieza would, you know, like, if, let's say I did get Prime 1 Frieza, I would actually display Sume Frieza right there and Prime 1 right there. Prime 1 right next to that cell, and then probably move KD Buu here and do Ryu Buu up there, so all three of the villains are doing the fireball effect. You know, when it comes to pose, I definitely prefer Prime 1's pose. KD did a similar pose. He should have just did the arms out instead of those stupid little gay pink flames. Like, I understand that one. Keep that. That one, have the arms out. I think that's a failed opportunity by KD because he never actually did that pose. It's almost like a power-up Saiyan pose. He should have just did arms out. That's a huge missed opportunity in my opinion. And also, KD did the same portrait twice, and I hate that. In addition, the pink parts, of course. You know, so, I mean, KD was $750 plus ship. I think ship was $200. So you're like $950 for KD. And then this is going to be $1,800. So almost double the price. Not quite, but almost. I think overall this is a better statue than KD. But I don't know about double the price. Because, I mean, in reality, you're mostly paying for that base. Which is a very cool base, but not worth $1,000. There's the obvious fact that it's licensed, which is, you know, a lot of people like that. This thing doesn't ship until 2025, so the world will probably be over by then. And that's pending no delays. And let's see, it weighs 14 kilos, so decent weight. Prime 1 has not teased us if we're going to get any additional, you know, DBZ statues. Like, this is all they've shown. There's no teasers or anything. So it's very possible this is the final statue from them. Granted, this line I feel like has been very successful. So it's really hard to say. So for me personally, Alexa, turn on Statue Room. I think Frieza is not as good as these two for a lot of reasons. One, these have super cool, like, you know, key effects. Frieza does not. They have a very similar base, although I think Frieza has the best underbase, like much better than these two. But then the key and rock effect is very similar. I think Frieza wins on the underbase. When it comes to actual Goku, actual Vegeta, I like these better than the Frieza. Additionally, these comes with 4 portraits, Prime 1, 0, which is, you know, a disappointment. I do like the light up. You know, it's going to be similar to these light ups, probably pulsating and, you know, looks great. So, I mean, I do like it. I do want it. I can't do 3 Friezas. So, Gizmo, calm down. He wants to jump up. If I got it, like I said, I would do Sume Frieza there and Prime 1 Frieza right there. Or Prime 1 Frieza here and do Boo over there. I could do either. You know, with Cell in the middle and do all 3 villains more museum pose, and here would be the Ki Blast, because right now it's kind of going to be a mix. And Ryu Boo I may display up top if it looks better up top, you know, and do KD down low. And I still might put Sume Frieza there and move KD there, because KD's still technically kind of a museum pose. So, yeah, because I fear Sume will be too big for this display. And so I think I may have to do it there. And then do KD there. KD or Prime 1. I mean, my biggest gripe with KD, honestly, is the pink. Which has me thinking I could buy the recast for $140. I've heard great things about it. And it's the proper color. And I just put it on the KD base. I've kind of, you know, even contemplated, should I buy the recast? I know the main body, like, paint is probably not as good. The shading's probably not as good. But it's the exact same sculpt with purple parts. And so I'm like, ooh, that is tempting, you know, $140. And then I could replace I'll keep that Frieza there so I have a pink one. Because, I mean, some scenes he almost looks pinkish. But for the main statue, I would do the purple. A purple recast for $140. I'm kind of tempted to just do that. My biggest gripe is the pink. Granted, it's not like, you know, like I haven't sold the statue because of it. But it is definitely a big issue. Imagine Goku just had white Super Saiyan hair. Would you want that statue, a white Super Saiyan haired Goku? No, you want it yellow, orange, a mix. Frieza, you want it purple. And at some angles, like that shoulder right now does look purple, but then everything else. But when you change your angling, it does, you know, affect the lighting. So sometimes it's purple, sometimes it's not. Generally, it's usually that shoulder is purple, everything else is pink though. So it's like, yeah, the coloring is really bad on that KD. And he blames the factory. He doesn't take responsibility, which to me is another, you know, bad indicator in my opinion. Anyways, folks, let me know what you guys think of Prime 1 Frieza. As of right now, I don't plan to PO it for a few reasons. One, it's very expensive. And I'm already getting Sume Frieza. Two, I don't want to be collecting by 2025. I want to be out of this by then. You know, it's like, there's no way I want to still be collecting statues by 2025. I want to be completely finished by next year and only get a few statues next year. You know, like Sume Frieza, definitely, and a few Prime 1 Lord of the Rings and Terminator line. That's kind of it. Granted, Terminator will probably be 2025, but those are going to be my final statues. At least I say this. I've been saying this for many years, but Terminator, I believe, is the final straw for me. Anyways, folks, that is it. Let me know what you guys think. Are you going to PO Frieza? Do you think it's better than KD? I don't think anyone can dispute the fact that Sume is by far the best Frieza. I mean, Prime 1 still can't touch that. That thing might become the best Dragon Ball Z statue, in my opinion. You know, I think it has the potential to top these two and Sume Broly. So, granted, it's not going to ship for another 3 years. That's the biggest problem with Sume is the shipping time. I mean, it's already been like 2 years, and it's going to be another 3 before we even see it in hand, you know, with your average collector. But that is it. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.